Hi Matt, this is a quick video for Matt Yancey while he's editing and shooting the Exodus Extreme Ministry videos. I thought this might come in helpful for you. It's a underwater enclosure that we made for our little AVC HD cameras. And this would give you the ability to shoot, some true 1080p AVC HD video underwater. It's completely sealed. We've taken it down to about 10 feet underwater. So this is going to be our third summer with it. So it's held up too, and it's exactly what you see here. It is a 4-inch PVC Y split. This is 4-inch on this side, and it splits off into a Y 3-inch on this side, and that's for the viewfinder, so that you can see what you're shooting underwater. You will have to wear goggles when you're underwater so that you can see what's going on, and it does have a bit of a learning curve to it. But once you get the angle right underwater and find a pair of goggles that works well for you, you'll see you can shoot some pretty nice stuff. We experimented with it a lot the first summer. Miller shot some of Kelly and I swimming underwater, which is the only thing that I have posted on YouTube that's handy to show you demo footage of it. We've shot a ton of footage with this, but all on hard drives that I would have to try to find and compress for you to show you. So I'm just going to show you the one of Kelly and I. I'll send you a link of the one of Kelly and I underwater swimming with it. But you should note that she just had the baby like a couple months prior to that, so she always likes to note on that because she's in a swimsuit 3 months after having a baby. So anyway, that's the only footage we have handy. But like I said, I have lots of footage. We've shot 2 summers with this. This will be our 3rd summer with this exact underwater enclosure. And so here's how I sealed everything up. I sealed the front by a piece of acrylic that you get at Lowe's, and you cut it to the exact length or to the exact size of the 4-inch inner of this PVC pipe. And you can get, I think I used 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch acrylic, anything that you want to do, and it doesn't have to be a perfect cut. I think I used a razor knife for it. You can use any type of blade to cut the circle for it. And like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect because the silicone's going to hold it in. I'll show you how I did that. So the first thing I did is I put a bead of silicone, and then I slid the acrylic piece that I cut in there onto that, because there's like a lip on the inside of this here. So I put a bead of silicone, slid the acrylic onto the lip, and then put another bead of silicone and slid a 4-inch piece of PVC here that I cut to the same length of this, so that it's flush with the end. And so I slid that 4-inch PVC into there, up against it tight, and then put another bead of silicone here and a bead of silicone on the outside of the 4-inch PVC pipe, just to be extra secure and extra safe. And then for the viewfinder side, kind of the same thing, except I didn't slide a piece of 3-inch PVC here. I just put a bead of silicone, piece of acrylic cut to the sides, and then another bead of silicone on the outside of that. And then, of course, you put it in like you would caulk. Just rub your finger around it tight, and then after that dried, I just put another layer just to be super secure with it. And it's like I said, it's held up. And then the back, as you can see, is this what they call is like I think a temp close for it, but it's not temporary. It holds really well, but they call it that because there's no glue involved. So how it works is you can get it at Lowe's anywhere in the plumbing section, right near the 4-inch pipe. There's 2 discs here, and when you turn this nut here, when you turn this wing nut, it pushes them together and then expands this rubber grommet here. And so you push that into there, make sure that it's flush tight with it all the way around that lip, and then you turn this and hand tight, as tight as you possibly can get it, like, just like lay into it. And then you will know that it's totally secure. And we tested ours with a little cheap DV camera that we had, like a mini DV camera, and it worked out fine. We tested it in the tub, and then we put our HD camera in there, took it to the pool, and it worked great. So if you want to test it before you do the shoot every time, just to make sure nothing happened at the last shoot, what I sometimes do is put it like a piece of paper in there, like a long piece of paper, close it all up, take it down into the pool, move it around, shake it around a bit, and then come up to the surface, open it up. If there's any moisture on the paper at all, single drop, then you might have a leak somewhere, but I haven't had one. As long as this is really tight and secure, there's no leaks at all. And if you did have one too, you would see a little bit of beads starting to occur inside your viewfinder, and you would have time to take it out. I don't know if I mentioned it, but shooting with these cameras inside of these enclosures, there is no air. So you can shoot about 20 to 30 minutes at a time. I shot about 45 minutes with it one time, somewhere over 30 minutes, and when I opened it up, it was really hot. So you want to make sure that you only shoot 20 to 30 minutes at a time with it to make sure you don't overheat the camera. I think anything around 20 minutes should be safe, shooting at 1080 or 720. So anyway, let me show you the insides of this too, to show you how I secured it inside. What you see there is the camera and styrofoam, and so let me show you the layers that I do. So here's the PVC split and the acrylic inside, and then I take this square of PVC, and it doesn't have to, or I'm sorry, square of styrofoam. It doesn't have to be this nice styrofoam either. I used like a piece of trash from a lighting kit box that was shipped here or something like that the first time we did it. But so like I use this as kind of like a tripod head mount or something. You can actually even, at first I used a tripod screw to go up through the styrofoam in the middle of it to connect it to the camera, and you can do that. It'll work, but what I noticed is over a couple of uses, it wears out the hole in the middle of the styrofoam here, and it doesn't work anymore. Of course, you could use wood too, but I like the foam because it secures it inside there, and it's reusable. And if you want a brand new one or have a different camera that may fit there a little differently, go in your trash and find a piece of styrofoam. Yeah. So anyway, slide that in there, and then the camera slides right on top. We'll turn it on so you can see the viewfinder too. So the camera slides right on top, like that. And now it's gonna see, if you move it around and stuff, it's gonna wobble and bump around and slide around and rotate and everything. So, like I said, you can put the bolt up in the middle of it. Or what I found worked far better than that is this another styrofoam block, and you cut it to shape and slip it into the side of it right here, and then you hear it securing in there. And so now it's really tight and secure in there. It's not going to move around at all. And you can see there in the viewfinder, there I am. Yeah, see? And like I said, there's a bit of a learning curve when you're underwater trying to get your shot and learning how to hold this and swim and wear goggles so you can see what's going on. But you can obviously see in this video, you can see the viewfinder, you can see the screen, you can see what's going on, get your shot and everything. And I just pull it wide. I pull it out all the way wide and just have a static wide shot. If you wanted to have zoom controls in there, you would have to drill a small hole right here with like a door hole cutter or something with a drill hole right here, and then use a slip rubber grommet inner. That would go in there, and then use a rubber glove and just cut off the finger of the rubber glove. Slip that into there. Slip the grommet over the top of it. Silicone around it. It'll hold. I've seen some people do that make some of these. So that would work if you wanted to have it. I noticed that like shooting video, you really don't need the camera controls. If you're doing stills, then yeah, it's definitely needed. You'd have to have some type of camera controls. But with video, you just set it to wide and slide it in there. And that's the only thing that I haven't found with this size split that I use. I can't put some of my wide angle lenses that I like to use on there. There's not enough room inside of the enclosure. So if you built a bigger enclosure, maybe put a PVC piece onto here and another lip, and then the temp then shut off, then you could fit some lenses on there and stuff too. So that was the only thing, is that I couldn't put some of my lenses that I like on it on certain models, depending on what they were. So there it is. It's secure in there. You can even fit other pieces of foam on there too if you want to make it even more secure. You can slide them in there on top of it or something, just to make sure it's even more secure, like this, as you can see. So and like I said, shoot 20 or 30 minutes at a time. and so it doesn't overheat, no risking of overheat. Test it with a piece of paper to make sure that what you've made is totally watertight, water seal. There you go. You're ready to go underwater and shoot some underwater footage. So I hope it might be helpful to you. And if you have any questions for it, just send me an email.